Hello, everybody. Bear and Bananas again. We're gonna be continuing on once again today with Katawa Shoujo. I just want to give a special thanks to Dew on the Grass for telling me how to resize the window for my window capture, so the sprites don't look as squashed as before. So yeah, big thank you to Dew on the Grass. Anyway, where did we leave off last? Right, so yesterday we started Act 2 of Emmy's route. We got through our first few times running with her. We're really debating whether or not it was worth it since we were like practically dying. Like ready to keel over and die, yet at the same time we're watching Emmy do what we're doing, but with like no effort. And we also just kind of start to notice Emmy more. Just the look of concentration, joy, and ferocity on her face as she runs. In our words, makes her look beautiful. So we went to her track meet because we were voluntold to go. And we met her mother, Mako, who comes out to all of her track events now. And obviously cheers on her daughter as much as she can. Anyway, we left off after that. So this is probably either a day or a few days after that track meet has come and gone. It's just us now, and from the looks of the scene, we left off in the nurse's office, so that's generally not a good thing. My plan for today is to try to get through the rest of Act 2, and then I'm probably going to call the stream there. Just cause. It depends. I'll see how long it takes us to finish Act 2 off. If it takes like a little under an hour, I'll just keep going. If it takes a little over an hour, I'll just end. Anywho, let's get right back into it. You haven't been forgetting to take your medicine, have you? I'm catching a little murmur. You should take it easy for a few days. The nurse's words hurt far more than the exhaustion of the morning run ever could. Take it easy for a few days? I knew I should have kept quiet. I keep my eyes on the floor, feeling like a complete idiot. Of course I hadn't been remembering to take my medicine. I've been rushing out of my room to get to the track before Emmy. After the track meet a few days ago, I felt inspired. So I've been running warm-up laps in the morning before Emmy shows up. But then today, while she and I were running, I felt a little pain in my chest. It was only slight, and it was only for a second, so I mentioned it to the nurse. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I kept running and finished just fine, so really, it couldn't have been that bad. Why do I feel like I'm making excuses to the nurse? Moreover, why do I feel the need to justify continuing to run despite the pain? Really, it comes down to my being unwilling to concern Emmy, who seemed concerned anyway. I'm not sure how she was able to tell there was anything wrong, but she claims I stumbled a little. She's the one who insisted I tell the nurse, so now I feel bad for worrying her at all. The nurse is shaking his head ruefully while Emmy paces outside the room. Sao, know it's difficult for you to get into a new routine, but if you don't want to find yourself in a lot of trouble, you're gonna have to try harder. You can't afford to forget your pills, and you can't push yourself too hard. But if I don't push myself, how will I improve? I don't know where that came from. The nurse seems to have an idea. Now, where have I heard that before? He laughs and pats me on the shoulder. She's rubbing off on you, I guess. His expression changes again, and he's back in serious mode. Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking your medicine, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't stop if your chest starts to bother you. I prefer not to have any fatalities while I'm on staff here. A bit of a lofty goal to be sure, but I'm always up for a challenge. I hate to admit it, but I think he's right. I've got to remember to take my medication. You're right. I'm sorry to worry you. I was worried. You're a smart kid, right? I know you can be responsible, Hisao. A situation like yours, you've got to learn to be responsible fast. I know. His expression suddenly becomes devious. I suppose you've started to enjoy your runs with Emmy then, eh? Yeah, they've really been helping me. I mean, until today, I was feeling a lot more healthy. Plus, it's really impressive to see Emmy run. Did you see her at the track meet? She was incredible. The nurse nods, grinning all the while. That she was, Hisao. I watched her first couple of races before I had some business to take care of, but she told me all about it. Kind of you to loan her your jacket, by the way. Huh? Oh, yeah, it wasn't that big a deal. I'd honestly forgotten all about that. I still haven't gotten it back. Rin was right, he's never getting the jacket back. The nurse gets a smile that makes me feel like he just made a joke. Not to you, but Emmy certainly appreciated it. And I know she appreciates your running with her in the mornings. This one catches me off guard a little. Sure, she mentioned it's easier to keep to a schedule with an extra person, but I didn't think that I was doing her a favor at all. I thought she was doing me a favor of helping me follow the doctor's orders. She tries harder when you're around. If there's someone else running with her, she's going to push herself more. And she tries even harder when you're around because, well, it's you. What the heck does that mean? Oh, you'd love to know, wouldn't you? He laughs in the style of evil megalomaniacs. No, seriously. It's because you're her friend. If Rin ran with her, I'm sure she'd do the same. Well, probably. But that's not the point. The point is, you're helping her, even if you don't know you are. And she's grateful for that, even if she never says it. What do you mean, even if she never says it? Emmy doesn't talk a lot, but she and I have known each other long enough that I can read her most of the time. I'll admit it. I have no idea what he's talking about. Emmy always seems pretty talkative to me. I see. The nurse suddenly realizes that he's been rambling and stops talking, looking a little embarrassed. Anyway, you don't have to stop your morning exercise. Just walk the track instead of running for a few days. Let things calm down. And take your damned medicine. I laugh as I exit the office, bumping straight into Emmy. Whoops, sorry about that. Are you okay? What did the nurse say? Do you need to go to the hospital? Oh my gosh, it was my fault, wasn't it? I've been pushing you too hard, haven't I? I'm a horrible person. The words pour forth like a torrent. She's really agitated. I didn't expect her to be this concerned about me, to be honest. Gotta calm her down. But how the hell do I do that? I do the only thing I can think of. I give her a hug. Emmy tenses up slightly, so I pat her head in what I hope is a reassuring manner. Hey, settle down. I'm fine, okay? No worries. I can feel Emmy's body relax as I continue to assure her that I'm fine. Her arms wrap around me as if she's trying to confirm that I'm not about to fall over dead. I catch a whiff of her hair. It smells like sweat, or how adrenaline should smell. It's the scent of activity. And a hint of strawberries. From her shampoo, I suspect. I just need to remember to take my medicine, that's all. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. You're sure? Her voice is muffled, mostly because at the moment her face is pressed into my chest. Yeah, I'm sure. I just need to take it easy for the next few days. Suddenly it occurs to me how close the two of us are. It also occurs to me how nice being this close feels. I can feel Emmy's heartbeat calming down, and I have to resist the urge to rest my chin on top of her head. Thank goodness. You really had me worried there, Hasao. Emmy, are you gonna come in here anytime soon? Oh, sorry. Was I interrupting? Two of us spring apart as if the other just caught on fire. Emmy brushes her hair back nervously and laughs. Course not. I'll, see you later, okay? Oh, and Hasao? Hmm? Take your damn medicine! This last phrase is punctuated by a punch to the shoulder. Yeah, I'll remember. See you later. The nurse smiles again like he's in on some joke I don't know about, and waves to me as I head for my room, feeling a burning in my cheeks. I need a shower. A cold one, if the thoughts running through my head now are any indication. She was really soft. My pills are waiting for me when I make it to my room. I swallow them without a second thought. I don't know why I didn't think of waiting until after the runs to take them. For some reason, I figured it was when I woke up or not at all. But no, they only need to be taken every 24 hours. The exact time of day doesn't factor into it. My thoughts drift back to the hug in the hallway. It's weird. You'd expect someone to smell foul after a run. But for some reason, Emmy smelled right. That tinge of sweat just seemed to fit her. I really need that shower. Sal's getting a little frisky. Blood's flowing to the, wrong part of the body right now. strange that it feels so natural for me to go up to the roof these days. I never would have done such a thing at my old school. In those days, I liked to eat alone. No, that's not quite true. Though I like to sit alone, I also like to watch people. I always figured that was the sort of person I was, but it appears I was wrong. Then again, I also thought I was the sort of person who had a normal heart, so there you have it. I don't know myself that well. Now I'm on the roof so I can have lunch with a couple of people. And they are both girls, which is even stranger. Oddly enough, I feel closer to Emmy and Rin than I felt to anyone at my old school. Somehow I get the feeling they'd at least visit me if I wound up in the hospital. I focus on the view from the roof, banishing such thoughts from my head. There's a light breeze blowing, and the sun is shining high in the sky. The sky itself is a deep blue, with hardly a cloud in it. It's gotten pleasantly warm, and as I sit down to wait for my friends, I close my eyes and enjoy the feeling of the sun seeping into my skin. Voices intrude upon the edge of hearing.
Seems to have fallen asleep on us, Rin.
Maybe he's faking, to lull us into a false sense of security.
Why would he do that?
No idea.
Still, you make a good point. We should kick him or something to make sure he's really asleep.
Huh? What? Emmy looms over me like only a short girl can, peering at me intently.
Oh, you're awake. I guess we don't have to kick you then.
Was it part of your master plan? What are you talking about? Emmy shrugs, her twin tails bouncing with emotion.
I'm not sure either. You must be pretty tired to have fallen asleep out here. Although it's pretty comfortable, I suppose.
She plops down next to me and begins to eat. Rin sits opposite from the two of us, a move which only makes me more aware of the girl sitting next to me. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear Rin did it on purpose. I concentrate on my food, trying to tune out the majority of the conversation that Rin and Emmy are having. Despite my best efforts, however, I still find myself glancing over at Emmy whenever she speaks. I notice how she purses her lips when she's thinking about something, squinting slightly as if it would improve her thinking ability. Rin says something that makes Emmy laugh, and I notice, perhaps for the first time, how she laughs with her whole body, rocking back and forth, head thrown back, almost like she's about to fall over. I probably look like a creep. It's about this time that I realize Emmy's looking at me. Her voice raised slightly, so she's probably just asked me a question. Huh? Sorry, I kinda zoned out there for a moment there. Emmy rolls her eyes, while a slight quirk of the eyebrow is the only sign that Rin's even paying attention.
I said, did you get the career survey in your class too? You know, one of those, what do you want to do after high school things?
I don't think so. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow.
What are you going to put down?
That's a really good question. I guess I always figured I'd go to college after high school, but I have no idea what I'd do once I got there. And with the heart attack and all, I'd really been concentrating on each day as it came, rather than making long-term plans. I suppose I can safely start planning ahead again. I've always liked having at least a vague plan for my future, so it'll be nice to come up with one again. course, that doesn't change the fact that right now, I've got absolutely no clue. I always kind of assumed I'd figure it out in college. That, or just become a salaryman. That's pretty popular. But do I really want to? That's a tough question. I guess I don't really want to do anything.
You don't sound very excited about that one, do you?
She laughs as she says this, and I'm caught up in her laugh again. It's so girlish. High and giggly, like well, pardon the cliche, like a babbling brook. It bubbles out of her, starting in her belly and working its way up her throat. I can't help but laugh myself. I can't help but laugh myself. It's infectious. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty unhappy with the salaryman idea. But to be honest, I haven't given much thought to the future recently. I suppose that these days, I've been more concerned with living one day at a time. Abby considers this for a moment and grins.
That's a pretty good idea, Hisao. I just wrote down pirate.
I'm momentarily stunned, and then I start laughing. I stop myself and manage to gasp out a question. You're not actually serious, are you? Emmy looks mock offended.
Well, I've got the legs for it already, so I just kind of figured.
Even Rin seems amused by this.
Just you wait. I'll be the terror of the high seas. I'll show you all. I've even been working on my pirate voice.
She suddenly springs up and begins swaggering up and down the rooftop, shouting orders. Oh, good God! What have I done to myself? So, I am a man trying to do a horrible impression of a girl who's doing an impression of a pirate. Yep. You better believe it.
Yar, me hearties! Give 'em a broadside with the long guns! We'll wear their guts for garters!
Oh, God, that was terrible. Do you even know what that means? Rin's unexpected interruption stops Emmy in her tracks.
Not really. But it's all in the delivery.
The ringing of the bell prevents her from demonstrating her point further. Emmy dashes off immediately, leaving Rin and myself alone on the roof. Rin stares at me intently for a few moments. Is there something wrong? Rin considers this question closely for a moment. After a lengthy pause, she shakes her head. Nope. Oh, why are you staring then? Ren shakes her head again. Nope, I don't get it. Get what? The staring thing. You two seem to, but I don't. Great. She saw me staring. Now she probably thinks I'm a pervert or something. Actually, probably not. This is Rin we're talking about after all. Still, I feel the need to defend myself. I wasn't staring. I was just tired. Rin actually snorts at this, but she doesn't say anything. No, really! I was just distracted is all. Eager to end this conversation, I head back down to class. I'm greeted by the twin specters of Shizune and Misha, looking like they mean business. Well, Shizune looks like she means business anyway. Misha just looks like she's about to start laughing at any minute.
Up on the roof again, He-chan? You know that's dangerous, don't you? That's right. The school cannot be held responsible for any injury that comes from being up there, you know. Furthermore, we can report you for breaking the rules.
Misha leans in and whispers conspiratorially.
But we won't, He-chan. You three are too cute together.
She straightens up again, laughing at my sudden blush. Here.
You're too easy to tease, He-chan.
Hey, come on. I'm still new here, sort of. Isn't it mean to pick on the newcomer like this?
Nope. It's to help you get acclimated to your new surroundings.
Ah, I see. Well, do you have to be so overzealous about it?
Yep. Ah, that aside, He-chan, we were looking for you this morning, but you weren't in your room.
Of course I wasn't. I was out for my morning exercise, or here in class, bright and early. Unlike you. Shizune looks peeved, and a beat later, so does Misha. Or she tries to at any rate.
That was because of student council business. You should be grateful that we worked so hard for you.
Oh, I am. So, what did you need from me? Not another attempt to rope me into to do their dirty work, I hope.
We had to give you something, but since you weren't around, we dropped it off in your room.
Something? Like what?
Oh, you'll find out when you get back, He-chan.
Insert wahaha here. Muto entering the room ends our conversation, and we all head to our seats. It's only after I've settled down at my desk and the teacher started talking about something or other that something odd strikes me. What did Rin mean, you two seem to? Was Emmy staring at something too? For a brief moment, I considered the possibility that Emmy was staring at me the way I was staring at her. Of course, that's ridiculous. Still, I can't deny I wouldn't mind if it were true. But it's best not to think of that. No need to get my hopes up. Come to think of it, when did I start having hopes like that anyway? I shake my head in an attempt to clear it and focus on the lesson. After class, I make my way to my room. Muto really piled on the homework today. Before I can open my door, however, I'm suddenly intercepted by Kenji, who has just exploded out of his own room in a flurry of papers. Hey, we need to talk. These rooftop shenanigans of yours, man? They've got to stop. What?
You're running around the rooftop with the limitless wonders. They're women, man. You got yourself killed running around like that.
I don't follow. Kenji sighs and adjusts his glasses before what could be understood as an attempt at explaining himself patiently.
Look, we're friends, so I'm going to tell you this for your own good. But if I were going to kill someone, I'd do it by throwing them off the roof and making it look like an accident.
Really, Kenji? You're gonna do what now?
I never thought of it. You can be sure they've thought of it too. They're crafty. Almost as crafty as I am.
I see.
Good. I'm glad we had this chat.
Loan me 500 yen.
I'm sorry? Need to get a drink, man. I've been inside all day. The tap water's been compromised, as I'm sure you know. So I need to stock up on something canned, got it? But to do that, I need 500 yen. And since I just saved your life with my timely advice, you can at least spare me 500 yen.
You know, if it'll make him go away, 500 yen is a bargain. I hand the money over to Kenji, who nods in thanks and dashes off down the hallway, but not before he locks his door. What an exhausting person. I'd better go, in case he changes his mind. As I close the door, my heel taps against something lying on the floor. It's a brightly colored rectangle of paper. This must be the something Misha mentioned before. Probably a student council leaflet she slid under the door. However, when I pick it up, I find that I couldn't have been more wrong. Someone actually wrote me an old-fashioned, handwritten paper letter. Who bothers doing something like that in this day and age anyway? Yet as unlikely as the prospect of receiving one sounds, this is definitely a letter I have in my hands. I was planning on finishing my homework, getting some dinner, and going to bed in order to be ready for tomorrow morning's run. However, the letter has naturally caught my interest. I sit at my desk to examine it properly. It's the first piece of mail I've received here at Yamaku, so it feels special even if it wasn't something as rare as a handwritten letter. What causes me even more trepidation is the name of the sender, written neatly on the back of the envelope. Iwanako. I have no idea why she would write to me. I haven't been in contact with anyone from my old school since I transferred, and Iwanako was the last person I expect to want to write me a letter. The last time I saw Iwanako was terribly awkward, embarrassingly so. She came to my hospital room, peeled me an apple out of courtesy, and then we practically sat in silence for half an hour. She said goodbye and didn't look me in the eye when she closed the door. It might have been the natural end to a series of visits that were probably pretty painful for both of us. Every time she visited me in the hospital, I wanted to talk to her, but something stopped me every time. Every time that I didn't speak made the next time even harder. She looked so guilty that I didn't want to say anything that might upset her, and I never could figure out the right words to say. I think Iwanako blamed herself for my heart attack. That's ridiculous, of course, but knowing it and believing it are two very different things. I told her that it wasn't her fault. She nodded, and I really think she understood that if it hadn't been that, then sooner or later, something else would make my heart give out. Yet, she looked so hopelessly sad every time she opened that door and entered my room. So I never managed to say the things I wanted to say. In the end, that might have hurt her even more. Carefully, I open the envelope and draw out the folded letter from within. Dear Hisao, how are you? I hope you're well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second-year class got put together in Class 3-1 for the final year, so we were pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The mood among the third years seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away. The teachers are badgering us about it all the time. Even old Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well in exams. It's so weird to think we're already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first year seems so young and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. Yeah, I think I've had quite enough of this. I crumple the sheet of paper and toss it across the room. My aim is off, so the letter rolls under my nightstand instead of going into my wastebasket. That was an apology for abandoning me. I expect I don't know that I really needed anymore at this point. The hospital seems like a lifetime ago, and here, now, I've got other things on my mind. Emmy, for starters. It wasn't great to be abandoned during my stay, but it's not something I'm worried about anymore. In fact, I haven't even thought about the hospital in what feels like forever, till this letter came in. It's almost annoying to have received it. I've got exams to study for myself. I have no time for the past. Now, about that homework. So, what's the plan for today anyway? I'm waiting patiently in the hallway of the girls' dormitory just outside of Emmy and Rin's rooms. Emmy is apparently helping Rin with getting dressed. I suppose that makes perfect sense. I have no idea how Rin would get dressed otherwise.
Picnic!
Picnic?
That's what I said!
Sounds pretty exciting.
I know, right?
Rin chooses this moment to make an observation. The sky seems threatening today. Actually, I noticed that too on my way over. Despite the sunshine of the early morning, the afternoon seems to have taken a turn for the gloomy. There's a heaviness to the air as well that usually heralds a rainstorm. I wonder if I should have brought my umbrella. She's got a point. Emmy, are you sure you still want to risk getting caught in the rain? I don't even know why I bothered asking. Emmy pops out of Rin's room into the hallway looking shocked that I even suggest canceling our plans.
Of course! What? The threat of rain supposed to stop me?
I can't help but grin at her belligerent response. It's almost like she's daring the rain to come. If Mother Nature were walking down the street, I think Emmy would probably start a fight with her. Or at least challenge her to a race. In fact, Emmy seems almost aggressively cheerful today. Rin wanders out in the hallway, looking her usual self. Well then, are we all ready to go?
I'm ready.
Rin nods and says a single word. Basket. Beg pardon? The basket. in Emmy's room. You should carry it. Emmy claps a hand to her mouth, embarrassed.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot all about it. Nice save, Rin.
Emmy darts into her room and emerges with what looks like a very well-stocked picnic basket. As she hands it over to me, I note it feels heavy enough to be one, too. Good lord, how much food did she pack? More to the point, where'd she get the money for all this? So, are we set to head out?
Yep.
Ren gives another nod, and we head out the dormitory. I can't help but frown when I notice how gray the sky's gotten in the 10 minutes I was inside. Still, Emmy does not seem concerned by such petty concerns as color of the sky. She's positively skipping as we walk. Which reminds me, where are we going? This brings Emmy up short, and she shoots me an embarrassed look.
You know, I hadn't really thought of that. What do you think, Hisao?
Well, there's the spot where we ate during the festival, but it might be nice to leave the campus for a while. However, I'm not sure if there's any good places to do that in town. Just as I'm about to open my mouth, Rin unexpectedly interjects with a suggestion. There's a park in town near the art shop.
Great idea, Rin! I totally forgot about that place.
Crisis averted. Do you know how to get there, Rin? Rin shrugs. It's pretty likely.
Good enough for me.
I would prefer knowing for sure, but what the hell. Lead on, Rin. The three of us quickly make our way off campus and take the road down into town. This basket's a bit heavy. I hope that the park is close by. We pass the art supply store, Rin slowing her pace slightly as we go by. Emmy notices Rin's change of pace and stops.
You want to go in, Rin?
Rin shrugs. Nothing I need.
Are you sure?
There's the slightest flutter of a smile on Rin's face, quickly replaced with her usual expression. Life's uncertain, but on this, at least, I'm pretty sure. Nice of you to offer.
Well, it's not like I'm the one carrying the basket. But I'll bet Hisao wouldn't have minded anyway, right?
Oh, of course not. This is hardly a heavy load. I flex for emphasis. Emmy stifles a snort of laughter by pointing to the park at which we've suddenly arrived.
Oh, I remember this place. I ran into here one time, didn't I, Rin?
Rin's eyebrow raises slightly. Maybe. I'm unwilling to say for certain one way or the other. Memory's a tricky thing, you know. Well, I'll be. We made it in one piece after all. Sun's still nowhere to be seen, but neither Emmy nor Rin seem to mind. Okay, damn, Hisao, that's the size of the basket, and you're complaining that it's heavy? I see like 2 apples, a bag of chips, a sandwich, 2 jars of something, some grapes, and I don't know what that red thing is. A sausage? Oh, kielbasa? Salami? If you're complaining that that was heavy, boy, you need to do some more exercise than just run. You gotta stop. You gotta get stop. You've had too much leg day. You need arm day. Find a spot to sit on the grass, and I set the basket down gratefully. There's a surprising amount of food prepared. Maybe we're supposed to be joined by some of Emmy's teammates or something?
I'm starving! Dig in!
She attacks the food as if she's had nothing to eat for years. I'm just reaching for the food myself when I feel the first drop of rain land on the back of my hand. That face! That face! I love it! Uh-oh. Looks like the weather's not going to cooperate with us after all. Emmy glares at the sky as if it alone will hold back the rain. I very nearly believe she can do it. It's one heck of a glare.
It had better cooperate. You hear me, Sky? You stop raining right this instant!
Sky doesn't seem inclined to listen to her, despite the commanding tone she's taken with it. Instead, the rain seems to increase. Rin wrinkles her nose in distaste at this turn of events. Regrettable.
What do you mean?
Rin shrugs. I could paint this if I weren't out here. Shame to miss it is all. Shouldn't seem angry or annoyed about it. Just a little disappointed. Emmy laughs in response to Rin's comment.
Guess we better have stopped in the art supply store after all, huh?
The rain increases a little more, offended that we haven't fled yet. Despite the warm temperatures we've been enjoying, the rain is rather cold. I wish I'd brought my umbrella. Hey, we should probably head inside to keep dry.
We're already pretty wet, Asao.
Yeah, but we can dry off. We can dry off this way and maybe wait out the storm. You don't want to catch a cold or anything, do you? Emmy considers this for a moment. I can tell that part of her wants to stay out in the rain just to spite the weather. Unfortunately for her, the weather hardly cares about what we do.
I suppose you're right. Where could we go?
But I don't have an answer for her. The area is still pretty new to me. Yeah. Dang it, I was doing fairly well, and I'm already tongue-tied. Well, I mean, almost an hour in, I finally got tongue-tied. Though I guess I'm slowly getting used to the school itself, the surrounding town remains a mystery. All I know is the art supply store, and that's only because we just passed it. Fortunately, Emmy soon snaps her fingers in triumph.
That's it! There's a tea shop nearby. We could have some tea and try out, no problem.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Great! You know where it is? Emmy nods, looking fairly confident.
Sure do. I think. But it'll be an adventure either way, right?
Adventure, huh? Well, I suppose we could use a little adventure. I think as long as we get out of the rain, I'll be happy. The picnic basket is a little lighter now, at least. Lead on! Ren and I follow Emmy as she weaves through the streets with something approaching confidence.
Now, a left here. There! The Shanghai!
Emmy beams triumphantly as she points to the tea shop. It seems fairly crowded inside. A symptom of the sudden rain, I'm sure.
Welcome. Can I...
I'm surprised to find out our waitress is none other than Yuko. She sure looks the part in her uniform. It's hard to believe this is the same librarian from our school. Does she work 2 jobs? I guess it must be it.
Oh, it's you.
Yuko seems to know Emmy. Emmy grins brightly, pleased to be remembered.
Hey, Yuko.
Hi, Yuko. I didn't know you worked here too.
Do I know you? You seem awfully familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen you in here.
We met at your other job. At the Yamaku Library. Remember? Her eyes widened in memory.
Yeah, that's it. Nice to see you again. Oh no, this is bad. I should have remembered a customer's face. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
Yuko goes from realization to panic in a split second, forming a series of high-speed bows. I nearly avoid getting headbutted in the process.
Whoa, hey, calm down.
Listen, I wasn't a customer when we first met. In fact, I hadn't ever been to the Shanghai, so it's alright. Not the best display of logic, but it seems to relax her a little.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, I'm sure. Positive. Isn't that right, girls? Emmy has been watching this little drama unfold with considerable amusement.
Yep, it sure is. Well, okay. So, Yuko, got room to seat us?
Yuko nods and leads us to a corner booth, providing us with some stall towels before taking our order. Or small towels. How did I see stall?
What will you have? Cake! And some tea too, I guess.
What kind of cake? Please don't say the yummy kind. Please don't say the yummy kind. Emmy, please don't say the yummy kind. Thank God.
Surprise me!
Yuko looks uncomfortable at the thought of surprising anyone, but she gives a nod and turns to Rin. Oh, good lord, this is gonna be magical, I'm sure.
And for you?
I'll take a straw. My feet are all wet.
Sorry?
The drinking kind of straw? 1, please. Yuko is obviously uncertain of what to think about this. She fiddles with her pen and stationery for a moment, looking like she's about to cry before turning in my direction. Oh, Yuko.
And you, sir?
Just tea, I think? Emmy would probably yell at me if I ordered cake.
Aw, come on, Hisao. Don't let me be the only one with food. I'll feel like a pig.
Just trying to eat healthy. Your orders, after all.
Well, today is your day off. You can be healthy tomorrow.
Well then, I suppose I'll have some cake after all. Yuko seems slightly irritated that I'm changing my mind.
What kind?
I glance at Emmy and grin. Surprise me. Don't do that to waiters and waitresses, people. Please don't do that. Don't say surprise me. That just puts, extra pressure on them. Unnecessary pressure. Yuko sighs and nods.
Very well. Your order will be out soon.
Despite the crowd, our order does indeed arrive quickly.
Thanks, Yuko.
Yuko nods in appreciation.
This is a different guy than usual, isn't it?
Hey, Sweaters, how's it going? What? Different guy? Pretty good? That's good. I'm glad to hear. Emmy must notice my confusion because she seems a little embarrassed. I'm doing pretty good. Had to reset my router before I started because the internet just decided to have no internet connection. Again, my internet is like just been like dog crap for a month now. But it's holding steady for now. Just to catch you up a little bit of what's going on, I went back to the start of this game to get on her route, Emmy. She's a girl that was born with no legs, but she's the spunkiest and happiest person around and a star member of the school's track team. Right now, we were just kind of going on a fun little friend picnic and got rained out, so we went to a tea shop. And now we're finding out Emmy takes other guys to the tea shop. Emmy must notice my confusion because she seems a little embarrassed.
What? Oh, yeah, I guess he is. This is my friend Hisao.
We've met.
Huh. Small world. Well, let me know if you need anything.
With that, Yuko takes off like a shot to wait on some other tables, leaving me to ponder her comment. Different guy, huh? I guess that makes sense, right? Emmy's pretty popular, or so I've been told. It's probably that kid from the track team. This is stupid. I can just ask Emmy. So, who's this other guy, huh? You got a secret lover or something? Emmy laughs again, only I get the feeling it's from nervousness as much as anything else.
It's just the track team captain. He likes coming down here after practice sometimes. So, if you have anything to discuss, I tag along.
Sounds mighty suspicious to me. Oh, I see. I could let the matter drop, but I can't resist at least getting another dig in. So it is a secret lover. I knew it! Ren watches our play, seemingly mildly amused, before muttering something that I don't quite catch. Anyway. What? Huh? Rin jerks back from whatever her mind wandered off to. Huh? What did you just say? Huh? No, before that. No idea. Oh. Well. Okay. I'll let the matter drop, but I can't help notice that Emmy seems relieved that Rin interrupted the conversation. Maybe I went a little too far. Conversation dies down for a moment as Emmy and I busy ourselves with cake. Mine is strawberry and surprisingly good. Emmy seems to think so too, as she suddenly reaches over with her fork and steals a bit.
Thief! Pirate. There's a difference.
Yeah, that's just a callback to an earlier scene, Sweaters, where apparently on their some like future career sheet or whatever they got, she wrote down pirate as a career she wanted to do. Because in her words, she has the legs for it. I.e. no legs. We're not on water!
Well, no, but there's a lot of water outside, so it still works, right? Besides, you can have some of mine. I think it's cranberry or something. I should have asked for the strawberry. I like strawberries.
Feel free to help yourself to mine if you really must. For some reason, I feel compelled to add. Seeing as how you've already done it once and all. Little Same, I also aspire to be a pirate. Thought I'd let you know that despite having notifications on for you, I am not receiving them. Oh my god, what is wrong with Twitch? What is even going on with the, like, seems everyone's having issues with the frickin' notifications. Unless I accidentally turned them off? I really hope I didn't turn them off. Okay, Sweater's got one. Alright, so... yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on then. I don't know why you're not getting them. That's weird. Emmy sticks her tongue out at me, but that doesn't seem to stop her from appropriating my cake. I try some of hers as well. It's raspberry, and pretty good. The rain's letting up. It's a me thing, clearly. Aqua now has, if you get this 2 hours late, it's not my fault on hers for that reason. Also, how you doing, Jan? Has your day been going alright so far? It would appear that Rin is correct. Good timing, too. I finished my food, and it looks like Emmy has as well. You're still in bed, so sure. Ah, it's Sunday. Be in bed. Plus, you'll work all week anyway. Well, we better pay and get a move on before it starts raining again. Takes a few minutes to get Yuko's attention, but we pay and get out pretty quickly.
So, do you want to return to the park?
My jaw nearly drops. Are you kidding? It's probably going to rain again. In fact, I think I just felt some raindrops.
You may be right. Well, okay, I'll let you off the hook this time, but you owe me a picnic now. Got it?
I don't know if she's addressing me, Rin, or both of us. Fine, fine.
Now hurry up! I want to get some laps in at the track, and it'd be nice to do it without the rain.
I thought this was your day off!
Well...
Emmy suddenly seems reluctant to explain herself.
I need the practice. And I need to burn off that cake anyway.
Why do I get the feeling that she's leaving something out? Are you sure? It wasn't that much cake.
No, it wasn't that much cake for you. I ate most of it.
She's got a point there. Still, I feel like I should at least offer to run with her. I'm 100% gonna offer to run with Emmy. Why the hell not? I mean, I technically ate cake too, so let's burn it off. Showies are responsible. Wait, does Emmy have an eating disorder? I feel like that may be the case. Uh, no, she doesn't have an eating disorder. She just likes to run, and I mean later in the route you'll kind of understand why she runs. I just don't want to spoil it for anybody specifically. Okay, it's been a long time. Yeah. Hey, I'll run with you. I might as well, right? Emmy shakes her head empathetically. Pathetically. Blah, 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 blah. Words. How do I say words? I think I said it right the first time. I don't know. Empathetically. Whatever. That word you see on screen.
No, you won't, Hisao. Rest is critical for you, remember? I won't allow you to push yourself too hard.
I guess she's better at giving advice than taking it. Yeah, she's a do as I say, not as I do kind of person. Whatever you say, Emmy. I think it's probably best not to press the issue. As we approach the girls' dormitory, it starts to rain again. Emmy's expression sours slightly.
Aw, man. Stupid rain.
Hey, it'll let up soon enough. You can go running then, right? Emmy snorts, seemingly amused.
Like I'm not gonna run in the rain.
Well, you shouldn't. You could catch a cold. Emmy waves her hand airily.
Ridiculous! I don't get colds. My immune system is far too strong for something like that.
I can't help but laugh. Well, I'll see you tomorrow then, okay?
Yeah! Thanks for coming. Oh, and for carrying the picnic basket. I'll bring it for lunch tomorrow. We can have our picnic on the roof.
Sounds good to me. See you then. Emmy grabs the basket from me and shoots through the door. Rin gives me a sort of half nod and ambles inside as well. Damn, it's wet out here. I need to get back to my room and into some dry clothes. Yeah, that's actually an important tip. If you're ever stuck out somewhere in the middle of nowhere and your clothes are wet, if you have no dry clothes to change into, keep the wet ones on. That's just an important thing, because even if they are wet and you're cold in them, you'll end up becoming far colder without them on. "100% can confirm." Although naked hikes would be interesting. I mean, if you're just doing a normal hike, yeah, sure. But if you're just like, stuck, like straight up stuck in the woods or somewhere else, keep the wet clothes on if you have nothing dry. Just out in your running shoes. Oh my god. Well, there's definitely people that do that. Like, for sure. I'm soon in front of my door, but I'm intercepted by the sudden appearance of Kenji, who appears to be carrying a stack of books.
Hey man, give me a hand, would you?
Huh? The books are unceremoniously dumped into my arms as Kenji fumbles with his room key.
Thanks. You're a lifesaver. If you weren't around, I'd have to keep my door unlocked. And that's just begging for trouble. The perfect opportunity to set up an ambush. Or maybe just plant a bomb if they don't want to get their hands too dirty. Probably don't. Afraid they'll break a nail or something if they try to stab me.
Live vicariously through sweaters buying clothes. Women. My mind thinks about digesting the verbal torrent that's just been unleashed, but elects to remain comfortably in the dark. Kenji's just paranoid. One second, everybody. And I'm back. Breaking a nail hurts. I've jammed my fingernail on something and it's split in some points, and yeah, it hurts like a bitch. Kinda makes it hard to do anything when just kind of touching it hurts. So yeah, Kenji can go to hell on that part. It hurts like hell. Huh. Anyway, where have you been, man? I could have used some help carrying these books back from the library. I knocked on your door, but you weren't there. Oh, sorry. Not really. You appear to think I'm some kind of pack mule. I was out with Emmy and Rin. Kenji staggers back in shock. Looks like I just shot his dog. If he had a dog.
The limbless ladies again? What'd you do this time?
Well, we wound up at the Shanghai... I'm prevented from continuing by a sudden exclamation of despair.
The Shanghai? Why the Shanghai? No, 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 man. You cannot go to the damn Shanghai. It's the most dangerous place in the city. It's a veritable stronghold of their best agents. I know. I've met them.
Because communists? Oh my god.
They'll stop at nothing to lull you into a false sense of security, and then bang!
He hits his door for emphasis.
Well, it's gone. Bus pass? Gone. Identity? Fucking gone, man. Promise me you won't go there again.
He seems so vehemently opposed to the idea of the Shanghai that I'm willing to lie a little in order to get to my room. Sure, I won't go there again. Or at least I won't tell you I've gone there again. This seems to mollify my bespectacled companion. Good, good. Sorry to come on so strong, but I know the danger there too well to let you just wander into the lion's den again.
You got out of there alive once. Pushing, but twice is pushing it.
Yeah, well, I need to get changed and, do homework. So, I'll see you later. Hmm? Oh, sure. Whatever. I suddenly remember I'm still holding his books. You'd better take these. I catch a glimpse at one of the titles. Something about cryptography? What a weirdo. Kenji grabs his precious cargo from me and disappears through his doorway. Or cryptography. Ugh. In Lily's route, I'm pretty sure Yuko mentioned that she was studying cryptography in, or at least wanted to study cryptography in, university. Interesting. I open my door and walk in, grateful to get out of my soaking wet clothes. The rain outside picks up, and I find myself hoping that Emmy's not out running in this weather. She seems so adamant about doing the run alone. I can't help but wonder if her leg's still bothering her. I try to remember whether or not I've seen her limping at all today, but I can't. Guess I was too caught up in enjoying the day, even if it did rain on us. And I think back over the events of today. I keep finding myself focusing on my running partner. Her complete refusal to allow the rain to spoil her plans was incredibly cute. But there was something else there too. Sort of an unflappable attitude when it comes to enjoying the day as it comes. I really like that quality. Maybe I need to do a little of that myself. The sound of my alarm brings me out of a dream involving pirates and some other stuff I can't really remember. I'm a little bleary-eyed, and it feels like it takes me longer than usual to get dressed and down to the track. A glance at my watch reveals that I was right, and I'm in fact running a little late. The thing is, there's no Emmy. That's odd. She should be here. She definitely should be here. I mean, I was late. I guess that I wasn't the only one who had trouble getting up this morning. The thought crosses my mind that it never quite stopped raining yesterday. Did she go running anyway? Seems likely. Emmy's a lot of things, but cautious isn't one of them. She probably figured the rain wouldn't stop, and that's why she's so adamant about running alone. Still, I would have gladly run with her, even if it was in the rain. Heck, if anything, I would have been able to convince her to come in once it got really bad. That would be why she didn't want me along, of course. Even so, I can't help wanting to know where she is. Well, nothing for it. I better stretch and run and hope that Emmy shows up with a little grin and an excuse. On my cooldown lap, I'm forced to admit that Emmy isn't showing up. Furthermore, I have no idea where she is. Anxiety gnaws at me, while at the same time I wonder just why I'm so worried over her. The run helped to take my mind off it for a while, but now that I'm finished, I'm back to worrying. It was weird not having her here. Downright unnerving. It suddenly dawns on me that I've been running to hang out with Emmy as much as I've been running to stay healthy. Probably more to be with Emmy now that I think of it. It's one of those things that are completely obvious, yet somehow I never realized it. She really is someone I enjoy being with. As revelations go, it's hardly world-shaking. All the same, I find myself slightly shocked. When did this happen? Well, no time to think about this. Though I want to ponder this new development, I have a greater desire to find out what's happened to Emmy. I'll ask the nurse when I stop in to see him. Well, you seem to be in good shape, Asao. That's good to hear. I replace my shirt and stand to leave as usual. Except instead of leaving, I ask a question. Hey, where's Emmy? She didn't show up this morning. Is she okay? While I try valiantly to conceal the anxiety in my voice, the nurse's expression suggests I've failed miserably. You mean she didn't tell you? She's sick in bed. What? Sick? The nurse shrugs. Yeah, she came to my office early this morning with a fever. To be honest, I'm surprised she made it here. She was burning up when she arrived. I believe she planned to let you know, but she asked me to tell you. Oh, shoot. The nurse gives me a sheepish smile that seems at least partially sincere. I told her I'd stop by the track to let you know in case she forgot to. Sorry about that. But we don't need to tell Emmy I forgot, right? I return the nurse's smile with a devious one of my own. Oh, of course not. This is fine blackmail material. I'll save it for whenever I need a favor from you. The nurse laughs. Well, I guess I deserve that. But you know, I got tons of blackmail on you that you're not even aware of. So don't push your luck, okay? My expression earns another laugh from the nurse. I'm just kidding, Isao. But seriously, don't tell Emmy I forgot, okay? Your secret's safe with me. Oh, good. Now go on, get out of here. Wait, I got one more question. Shoot. Is she gonna be okay? Oh yeah, definitely. Her fever was high, but it was already starting to go down by the time she came by my office. I'll probably check up on her again at lunch to be sure, but I expect she'll be up and about by evening no matter what I tell her. Maybe I should visit her after class. It takes me a second to realize I've spoken aloud. The nurse raises an eyebrow and gives me a searching glance for a moment. Well, it might not be a bad idea. could let me know if she's taking a turn for the worse, I guess. But no funny business. You got that? You got it? I know what meds you're on, after all. I think that's a threat against my life, but I'm not sure. The nurse is saying, no hanky-panky. You could kill yourself, bruh. And, I mean, technically, back in Lily's route, yes, we nearly did kill ourselves when we tried to take the lead. So, the possibility is there, but then again, we've been exercising this time around, so maybe we'd be okay. I don't know. Either way, I assure the nurse that my intentions are chaste and exit the office. Interesting that the nurse sees me as some sort of potential suitor to Emmy. Even more interesting is how pleased that makes me feel. I need a shower. Dude needs his cold shower. ASAP. The lunch bell rings, and I find myself disciplined to make my way up to the roof. After all, I'm betting Rin knows where Emmy is, and if that's the case, then I doubt she'd bother going up there. More to the point, I doubt we'd have any sort of... They're using a goddamn thesaurus. I don't recognize half these words. Scintillating? What? God damn it. More to the point, I doubt we'd have any sort of scintillating conversation if she did. Chances are she'd prefer to be alone up there anyway, so I don't accidentally ruin her train of thought or something. Unfortunately, I don't really feel like heading to the cafeteria either. Guess I'll go to the library instead. I need a new book to read anyway, having finished my other one yesterday before bed. Maybe I can find more by the same author. Scintillating is correct, okay. But what does it mean? Does it mean interesting? Or meaningful? What? I'm sorry, what? Okay. I don't know why that's the first word that comes to Hisao's mind. But okay. I think he needs another shower. You need to see the context again? I can back it up. It's just literally him thinking, even if he goes up to the roof and Rin is there, they're not going to have much of a conversation. That's the context. It's just him going up to the roof and just having lunch, talking with Rin. So why is that the first word that comes to mind? Clearly his shower was not cold enough. I love libraries. They smell like dust and paper and ink. All these stories and facts and opinions crowded together in one place makes the air come alive with potential. It can also mean controversial or of any great feeling, as far as I know, so that last one may be it. Oh, possible. That one seems much more likely. Yeah, it seems much more likely than the first definition. I'm not sure how to navigate Yamaku's library yet, having mostly stuck to books I brought with me. So I searched for the librarian to ask for help. Suppose she's not around. Can't believe it. Yuko, looking rather distracted, suddenly emerges from one of the aisles. Yeah, usually used in context of sensuality, sexuality, though. Weird. Yeah. I blame it on them using a thesaurus. Just to try to, spice up the dialogue a bit. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. It's not like I have trouble reading some words sometimes. Excuse me? Oh, can I help you? Stimulating would have also worked there. Yeah, stimulating would have been actually like a much better word to throw in there. Oh well. It was their choice, and they made it. Can't go back now. Actually, I was looking for a book. So am I. Advanced cryptography. Well, we just got it in, and now it's gone missing. I really, really wanted to read that one. Cryptography? Yeah, that is... This guy I knew. No? Not sure how to describe it. Skip to the end. He got me interested in cryptography, only now the book's gone. And I think it's been stolen. Sounds pretty terrible. Yeah, especially because now I have to search the whole library for it. Even though it's probably not even here. You seem... busy. A little. She dashes off down another aisle, and I resign myself to finding my own damn book. Plenty of choices. Oh, come on. How did I get lost? These aren't even printed books. They're all in Braille. I guess that makes sense in a school like this, but honestly, it's a little annoying. Oh, no. This is like the worst possible moment for this kind of thing to happen. I'm sorry. Is someone there? A lilting voice drifts out from behind one of the cubicles set up for research. As I approach, I see that Lily's been reading a book while I've been stomping about the aisles. Oh, no, I should be apologizing. I didn't mean to make so much noise. My, is that you, Hisao? I've not heard from you in quite some time. Oh, no! We just finished her route and now she's just... Oh, damn it, no! Oh, going straight from her route to this one sucks. God damn it. God damn it. Why? I mean, no matter what, if you do Emmy's route, she says this, because really, after she takes us to this library, we don't really interact with her ever again. But just, this also just kinda hurts. Just finished her route, and now it's like because she thinks we've forgotten about her. Oh my god, no. Game. Stop! I was beginning to think you'd forgotten all about me. Sorry. No, not her theme music too. No. Lily laughs in that refined manner of hers and shakes her head.
I'm only teasing you, Hisao. From what I hear, you've been busy. Morning runs with Emi Ibarazaki and lunch on the rooftop, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh, yeah. Guess word gets around pretty quickly.
That, and I can't coax poor Hanako on the roof anymore. You three are always up there, claiming the spot for yourselves.
She chides me gently, though it's pretty clear she's just teasing me again. Still, I feel an odd need to apologize. Sorry, we could eat lunch somewhere else if it's a real problem.
Oh no, I wouldn't worry about it. Hanako and I have other things to do at lunch too. Such as read in the library, as you can see.
Oh, Hanako's here too? I didn't see her. Lily smiles, a bit enigmatically.
Oh, she's around somewhere. But I'm surprised, Sao. You're in here instead of up there. What brings you to the library?
Well, Emmy's ill, so there's no lunch on the rooftop to keep me occupied. Lily raises an eyebrow at my statement before giving another chuckle.
My, poor Rin must feel left out.
It's not like that.
I'm sure it isn't. Emmy tends to be the life of whatever group she's in. It's a shame to hear she's fallen ill. Will she be okay?
Somehow I get the feeling that Lily is just inquiring out of politeness, but I respond anyway. The nurse thinks so. I'm gonna swing by and see how she's doing after school myself. Another raised eyebrow.
My, what a noble gentleman you are, Hisao.
It's nothing really. Just checking up on my friend after all.
Ah, so it's just friends, is it? How disappointing.
I blush, glad that Lily can't see it. But somehow she knows that I've been flustered by her comment anyway, and laughs.
I'm sorry, Hisao. I'm teasing you again. Please do tell Emmy that I hope she feels better, won't you?
A glance at my watch reveals I'm very nearly out of time to find my book. Of course. Hey, I've got to find a book before lunch is over, so I'd better get moving. See you later. That was probably not the best phrase to use. Lily, however, takes my gaffe in stride.
Until we meet again, Hisao.
Do you know what's kind of the worst part about playing any other route after playing any route after Lily? You know she's going to Scotland to visit her aunt for 2 weeks. No matter what, that's not going to change. She's then going to come back, only to eventually leave for Scotland forever. Only we're not there this time to get her to stop and stay. That still is going to happen. That is the worst feeling ever. But that's fine. I mean, she's only going to Scotland because she wants to see her family, who really just kind of abandoned her in Japan. So it's just complicated feelings about it. She's only going to live in Scotland because she wants to see her family that she hasn't seen in 6 years, while really they initially probably just couldn't care less. I mean, they left her there for a job. And the only reason she's going is because her sister is able to also get a job. I'm hungry. Time for the first meal of the day. yeah, now there's nothing stopping Lily from ending all of her connections in life here in Japan to go to Scotland, and we're also not there to be another friend to Hanako. So in this version of the world, technically, she doesn't exactly get up enough courage to talk to anyone else in the class and join the school newspaper, and be just kind of become a little more self-dependent and less skittish. So Hanako just kind of gets left alone with no friends. And Lily has to try to recreate connections with her family that have been lost for over 6 years. That's probably the worst part of this. It's just the realization that if you're not on those routes, a lot of the events that do happen, the big ones, continue without you. You're no influencing factor. It'll become a little more apparent when we get to Hanako's route too. But anyway, continuing on with Emmys. That's just my little tangent there about that. Cause yeah, surprise Lily. Ugh. I never do find the book I was looking for, but I walk out with something else instead. My stomach growls slightly, letting me know that I should have had something for lunch. Oh well. I'll grab something before I visit Emmy later. It seems as if time has decided to slow down for the express purpose of annoying the hell out of me. Class feels like it drags on for ages. I suspect that my being consumed with worry probably has something to do with it. Blessedly, the bell rings, and I dash out of class, drawing a few raised eyebrows, I'm sure. I have spent the majority of the day fretting as unobtrusively as I could. Even though the nurse thinks that Emmy is perfectly okay, I want to see for myself. It doesn't take long to get to the girls' dormitory and make my way to Emmy's room. Standing outside her door, I suddenly pause. What if she's resting? I'd hate to wake her up, especially if she's still feeling ill. Then again, if she sleeps all day, then it could throw off her sleeping schedule. But rest is important if you're ill, isn't it? I can't decide what to do, so I settle for standing outside the door, looking like an idiot. Then I hear Emmy's voice from behind the door. Thanks for your concern, but I really am okay. She talking to me? I'll see you at practice tomorrow. Guess not. Still, clearly she's not asleep, so I can knock without worry. So why is this clenched feeling in my gut? I wasn't nervous about dropping by the other day, so why today? Granted, I still haven't really had time to figure out this newfound interest in Emmy's well-being. I don't have a lot of experience in the matter, of course, but certainly this seems to go beyond feelings of mere friendship. But could I take that step? Could I even bring myself to risk what I have right now? I mean, it's enough to be friends with her, isn't it? Either way, shouldn't I just open the door and see how she's doing? That's why I came here. Right? What if she's not dressed yet? The image that flashes through my mind causes my heart to skip a beat. Literally. I should probably not ever think those thoughts again. Not if I want to avoid a heart attack. I suddenly realize I'm standing in the hallway looking like an idiot. Emmy still seems to be in the middle of a conversation, but I knock anyway. Hopefully she won't mind the interruption. You worry too much. Come in. Door's unlocked. So it is. I open the door and step in, which is about where my thought process comes to a grinding halt. Emmy is sitting up in bed, her hair tousled from the day spent asleep. I think this is the first time I've ever seen her without those familiar beads in her hair. Her gym shirt and bloomers, obviously hastily pulled on before I came in, are creased and folded from less than proper storage. Her legs lay bare on the sheets. I've never seen Emmy without prosthetics before. Yet here she is, slender legs terminating in stumps just below her knees. As odd as the sight is, I find myself more captivated by everything north of the waist. It seems that Emmy has finished her conversation with whoever was on the phone with her, and now is watching my reaction closely out of her one open eye as she wipes sleep from the other. Her expression, far from being embarrassed, is rather one of a surprisingly wide yawn. One perhaps appropriate from such a small mouth. A grin that for a brief moment seems almost flirtatious tugs at the corner of her mouth as she takes the sight of me in. I can do nothing but remain in a state fluctuating between fear, confusion, and not a little bit of lust. Emmy hastily sweeps her hair out of her eyes, fixing it back into place before addressing me.
You seem a bit caught off guard, Asao.
A wave of laughter erupts from her, and I find myself grinning and rubbing the back of my head ruefully. Sorry, I've just never seen someone so disheveled look so attractive. Never seen you without your legs on. Never seen you look so... sorry. Emmy giggles again and moves to sit up a little straighter. I'm caught up in the movements of her shirt, very nearly losing myself.
I was wondering what your reaction would be. The nurse called, and he told me you're going to drop by, you see. And I know you haven't seen me, well, you know, without legs.
I respond in a tone of casual surprise. Oh, you don't have them on? I didn't notice. This is almost the truth. I very nearly didn't. I'm not trying to be suave or anything, mind you. Somehow I think Emmy would get offended by that. Instead, she sticks her tongue out at me and chucks a pillow at my head. Ass. I deftly catch the pillow and take a careful aim before throwing. Emmy laughs and rolls to one side, dodging my shot. The shifting of her shirt distracting me enough so the next thrown pillow hits me right between the eyes. Oof! I retaliate, of course. And once I've retaliated twice, well, a war was bound to break out sooner or later. And really, when Emmy appears to have far better aim than me, well, it was just a matter of time before I'd have to resort to a suicidal charge. Gotcha! Oh my god. Old-timey Adam West comic things. And once the charge was accomplished, well, of course I'd have to wrestle the pillows away from her. And with that kind of struggle, of course we'd wind up in this sort of position. And so I find myself staring down at her from my position atop her. She's grinning, eyes sparkling with amusement, maybe a little sweaty now from our tussle. Her chest is heaving up and down, sucking in air. The small bit of my brain that is not currently enraptured by the sight and the smell of her observes that she must still be ill, because her stamina is not what it should be. We stay that way for a while. I'm not sure how long, because everything seems to go fuzzy. Everything that isn't her, anyway. Her eyes meet mine, and deep inside them, I almost catch a glimpse of... what? Fear? Longing? Hope? Emmy? A cough suddenly convulses her, and I'm almost stumbling in my haste to get off to apologize for everything. Sorry, I shouldn't have... It's fine, it's fine. She gives me a reassuring pat on the shoulder. So, what brings you here? She's still breathing hard, and that causes her voice to shake slightly. Well, before I was so rudely assaulted by pillows, I came to see how you were doing. This earns me another shove, and I very nearly fall off her bed. Emmy's eyes sparkle again, and I wonder how I never noticed how attractive they are before. Consumed with worry, were you? Her tone is mocking, haughty, teasing. She throws her arm across her forehead dramatically, grin still apparent from underneath. Couldn't bear the thought of me laying deathly ill? As we both recover from our brief wrestling match, Emmy appears to fall back on teasing me. Well, I wouldn't say consumed with worry, but after you didn't show up this morning like a total wuss... Emmy pouts, crossing her arms petulantly and sticking her lower lip out. It's not my fault. Nurse wouldn't allow it. Sure he wouldn't. I completely believe you. Emmy sticks her tongue out again. You're such a jerk, Hisao. So, how was your day then, eh? Did you enjoy slacking off? Not really. The phone woke me up pretty early on. The phone? Yeah, the captain of the team called to make sure I was doing okay. Also to let me know it was okay to skip practice. Good. At least she wasn't alone all day. Someone checked up on her. Although I can't help but think that it should have been me. Oh, that's good. He really keeps an eye on you, huh? Emmy shrugs. It's his job. Part of being the captain means you know where your team members are when they're not in school. Still, I guess it was nice of him to call, huh? Yep, sure was. Emmy yawns and shimmies down into a more comfortable position. So, how was your day? Kind of uneventful, you know? I went ahead and ran by myself and talked with the nurse about how you were doing. I meander through the day's events, none of which are particularly engrossing. That's when I'm distracted by an arm finding its way across my waist. Seems that Emmy fell asleep while I was talking, so I draw her blanket to cover us. She's rolled over on her side, and now one leg is thrown over my legs, effectively trapping me. Hey. It seems a shame to wake her, but I have things to do. I gently shake her, but in response, she only tightens her arm's grip on me and sighs a little. My resistance to this position crumbles rather quickly. The feeling of her body breathing steadily is both calming and incredibly stimulating at the same time. My breathing cannot decide if it wants to relax or speed up. Relaxation wins, and I find myself putting an arm around Emmy. I think I'm in love. The words slip out and hang in the air unnoticed. At least, I hope they've gone unnoticed. Emmy whimpers weakly through her dream, and her grip suddenly tightens again. For the first time since I've known her, I see tears running down Emmy's face. It feels like my heart is about to break. I instinctively tighten my own grip and stroke her hair in what I hope is a soothing manner. Words of comfort, meaningless in this situation, spring to mind. Maybe I should wake her. Are you supposed to wake people having nightmares? I can't for the life of me remember. The decision is taken from me as Emmy suddenly jerks awake with a cry. Oh, God, this is sad. Oh, this is actually really goddamn sad. Oh my god. I can't even say that. I can't do it. She just cries out dad in her sleep. Jesus. This is more than I think I want to hear without her knowing. I quickly sit upright and gently shake her shoulder to stir her. Hey, you okay? What a silly question. Huh? What? Sal? She shakes her head as if to clear it and quickly wipes her eyes. You had a nightmare, I think. Emmy shudders again and glances up at me a little cautiously, as if unsure whether or not she's actually up. Yeah, I guess so. You want to talk about it? A speedy internal debate seems to be going on in her head, which resolves itself with a shrug. Nah, I don't really remember much of it. I'm pretty sure she's lying to me, but somehow I don't think I should press the issue. Emmy shudders again and turns toward me, looking a little sheepish. Sorry for falling asleep on you like that. I keep my voice as soothing as I can. Hey, don't worry about it. You've been ill. Yeah, I guess that cold medicine just made me a little drowsy. I guess so. Emmy does not strike me as the sort of person who'd fall asleep at the drop of a hat. Rin, maybe. But Emmy's far too energetic. Emmy gives a half smile at my response, and then just like that, she's back to her old self. Well, prepare yourself for tomorrow morning, Hisao. We'll have to go twice as hard to make up for today. But I went running this morning. No excuse. Oh, fine, I'll be ready for you. Emmy nods, satisfied. Good. I take this as my cue to exit. Well, I'd better get going, especially if I want to get enough sleep for tomorrow. I hop off the bed and head for the door. Hey, Hisao? I pivot neatly on my heel and face Emmy. She opens her mouth to say something, and then In another first, I see her falter slightly. She closes her mouth and opens it again.
Thanks. For dropping by, I mean. You're kind of the first visitor I've ever had who wasn't Rin.
Now that's surprising. I would figure that Emmy'd have people dropping by all the time. She's certainly popular enough, or so I thought. Always talking to people in the hallways. Emmy hesitates again.
And thanks for staying around after well...
A look of pain flits across her face.
You know. It helped.
She brightens back up and waves cheerily at me.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you later. I'm just about to exit the door when something makes me turn around again. Hey, Emmy?
Hmm?
Anytime you need to talk, let me know, okay? Emmy seems taken aback by this offer. Her grin gets even wider.
Sure thing, Hisao. See you in the morning.
I exit Emmy's room with my head in a whirl. Should I have even left? Was she really okay? I want to turn around and march back down the hall, open the door, and tell her... Tell her I love her. Tell her I think she's beautiful. Tell her that I'll be there when she needs me. I want to stay with her, to hold her close as she falls back to sleep. How many nights has she woken up like that? Only to find that nobody's there. I want to be that person she can be with when that happens. It's a silly thought, I know. We don't know each other that well, do we? The whole idea, while exhilarating, also makes me feel worry. Worry, perhaps, that I'd overstepped my bounds. And now, to add to my troubles, it seems as if Emmy herself already has an interest in someone else. This track captain of hers who seems so interested in her well-being. True, I've only seen the two of them together a few times, but that doesn't change the fact that they seem better suited to one another. There's really nothing to be done about that. I need to take my mind off this whole situation. I've got homework to do. Maybe that'll distract me. A night of restlessness has left me feeling fairly groggy this morning. The events of the previous day keep intruding upon my mind. The memory of how Emmy felt against me. The memory of our wrestling match. And most bothersome, the memory of her nightmare. She was in so much pain. I can't stop wondering what it must be like for her to wake up with nobody there. The shower shocks me awake with hot water. Awake, but I'm still worried. What will happen today? Will things just go back to normal? End of the episode, back to the status quo? There was a connection yesterday. Something that nearly pushed past the boundaries of normal friendship. Would that have been so bad? My mind goes back to the look in Emmy's eyes after our pillow fight. It almost seemed like she was daring me to go on. Almost. But I can't know for sure. Anyway, track captain's probably first in her affections. But even as I say that, my mind is already snorting derisively. I'm just looking for an excuse. A reason for everything to go wrong. A reason to not try. It's not as if I've ever seen the two of them together outside of track practice. And clearly he's never visited. Emmy said as much herself. If they were close, surely he'd visit. I'm such a wuss. I ought to just go for it anyway. Damn the consequences. That's what Emmy would do, I think. Hell, I know that's what she'd do. Which is partially why I'm convinced there's no interest on her end. She hasn't acted either. Maybe because of this track captain. It's possible she's got a bit of an unrequited crush thing going on. But who would be able to clarify their relationship? It sure as hell can't be Emmy. She'd probably just laugh and ask why I wanted to know. And I'm not ready to answer that yet. Rin? Rin would probably just give me some cryptic answer or something. And then with my luck, she'd just ask Emmy, who would ask me why I wanted to know, and I've already covered that problem. I wonder, could I get away with asking the nurse? He seems pretty protective of Emmy. I'm sure he'd know if something was up. And he owes me for not letting Emmy know he forgot to tell me about her being ill, so he'll keep quiet. What if he asks me why I want to know, though? I can shake him off. Just say I'm curious as a friend. He'll buy that, won't he? Of course. That's settled then. After the run, I'll talk to him while Emmy's waiting outside the office. There's no sign of Emmy when I arrive at the track. Is she still too ill? I decide to give her 10 minutes. I'm a little early, and she was ill yesterday, so if she takes a while to show up, it shouldn't be surprising. Still, I'd hate to just waste my time, so I occupy myself by stretching and pacing back and forth anxiously. What if I went too far yesterday? What if she doesn't come because she's embarrassed? What if... There she is.
You're early again, Hasao. I'm impressed.
Just like that, I feel some of the tension leaving my body. Emmy seems to be bright and cheerful as usual, with no sign that she was even ill the other day, much less had a less than restful sleep. Still, I have to ask. Sleep well last night? It's just a throwaway question. Small talk. The sort of thing people ask someone they bump into at a cafe while getting their morning coffee. But not for us. At least not for me. I don't know if Emmy realizes that I'm actually concerned about how well she slept last night, but the question does give her pause. After a short moment of what seems like her genuinely pondering this, she nods.
Yep, sure did.
Was it because of me? Did I actually help? Or are you just saying that to get me to stop asking questions? Good to hear. Emmy grins and begins warming up.
So, ready to begin?
Am I ready? Of course I'm ready. I was born ready. Emmy laughs at my bravado, and we take off running. I keep a steady pace the whole time, breathing steadily. I still feel dead at the end, but at least I don't gasp like a fish out of water now. Emmy is positively beaming after the run today.
Nice job, Hisao. You're improving. You'll be half as fast as me in no time.
His last line is delivered with a teasing grin that I've grown all too used to. Oh, how exciting. Emmy begins to run her sprints while I take a cool-down lap. She's really pushing herself today. By the time I'm done with my lap, she's laying across one of the bleachers, looking exhausted. Goodness, not pushing it a little too much today, are you? You did just have a cold, you'll recall. Emmy gives an annoyed snort and sits up.
I'm just trying to make up for lost time, that's all. I went twice as hard today, you know. A good run always gets the kinks out, you know. Clears the mind, too.
Oh? Emmy nods vigorously.
Yep. It's a great outlet for that sort of thing.
She's not explained further, and I don't ask. I suspect I know the real reason she went so hard today. Being sick had nothing to do with it. Something's bothering her. Maybe the nightmare? Maybe something else. But it's not my place to pry. She'd tell me if she wanted me to know. I'm sure that comes in handy.
You have no idea.
The sincerity in her voice confirms my suspicion. The only problem is, even though I know she'd tell me if she wanted me to know, I still want to know. Something on your mind, then? Emmy doesn't seem surprised by my question. Instead, she shrugs.
Nah, it's nothing worth getting worried about.
It seems as if she's trying to convince herself as much as she's convincing me. I open my mouth to ask if yesterday is responsible for her current state of mind, but think better of it. Too much risk of her taking the question the wrong way. Besides, I'm not even sure myself what to think about yesterday. Really, I can only get about as far as how I felt to have Emmy sleeping next to me before my brain shuts down. Having her before me now, covered in sweat and looking wryly at me, she's making it difficult to think. Yeah, I hear you.
We'd better hurry to see the nurse. We're running short on time.
Aren't we always? Emmy laughs at this, a dry chuckle that seems almost un-Emmy-like.
Too true.
For a brief moment, she looks old, worn down by some old hurt. But just like yesterday, I can almost see her shouldering the burden and straightening up slightly. And then she's back to being Emmy again.
Come on then, Hisao. Race ya!
With a sudden smile, she darts off. Hey, no fair! I take off after her, knowing I won't catch her, but not caring. Even if there's no chance of catching her, I'll still run after her. Emmy's waiting for me at the door as I arrive.
Well, well, look who's finally shown up.
Yeah. Enjoy your victory while you can. Emmy grins as the nurse pokes his head out of the door. Well, there you are. Come on in, Hisao. What becomes a familiar routine by now, he checks my blood pressure and my heart rate. A bit fast today, isn't it? Yeah, I kinda raced Emmy here. The nurse laughs. That's never a good idea. He leans in to whisper to me in a conspiratorial manner. I don't know if you've heard, but Emmy's a bit of a track star. I reel back in mock surprise. Really? She's never mentioned it before! The two of us share a laugh. Did she do okay today? Cold seemed to bother her? Why don't you ask her? He rolls his eyes in exasperation. Of course I'm gonna ask her too, but she'll tell me that she didn't have any problems regardless of whether or not she did. So I'm asking you, because you're her friend and would probably tell me if she had trouble today. When he puts it that way, it makes a lot of sense. She seemed pretty good today, if a little more tired than usual. She was already feeling better when I dropped by yesterday, so I'm not that surprised. The nurse nods, though I notice he tenses slightly when I mention yesterday's visit. Well, that's good to hear. I figure it's just a 24-hour thing. Emmy tends to recover quickly from colds and the like. Hey, speaking of Emmy, are she and the track captain... well, you know... A look of suspicion crosses his face. Why do you ask? Well, it's just that they seem kind of close, and I was just curious, you know? And I'd never ask her, because that'd be kind of embarrassing. So far, so good. Now to really sell it. Besides, I think they'd make a cute couple. The nurse laughs. Well, I don't suppose you're the first to think that. But I think I can say with some certainty that the two of them will never do anything like that. Certainty? Yep. Not that I could tell you, of course. Confidentiality and all that. Yeah, right. You just like holding a secret over my head. That too. Right. Get out of here. I'm a busy man, you know. I roll my eyes at his last statement and head out the door, motioning to Emmy to go in. The whole time, I'm trying to keep from doing a celebratory dance. The two of them will never do anything like that. That's precisely the sort of thing I wanted to hear. I'm half tempted to make some sort of move on Emmy right now, but I think the nurse would probably disapprove. Time and place. The nurse's office is not the place. And while she's being checked up on is not the time. Take a goddamn shower, Hisao. Besides, I still don't know exactly how Emmy feels about me. I mean, it's obvious she cares about me as a friend, but something more than that? I can't be certain. Even so, I can't help but feel hopeful. I just need to figure out a good time to tell Emmy exactly how I feel. That puzzle should keep me occupied for the rest of the day at least. The rooftop is completely deserted. Normally, I could count on Rin to be up here before me, but she's strangely absent. I wonder if she decided to accompany Emmy to the cafeteria for once. That seems pretty unlikely, but it's all I can think of right now. Part of me wants to go look for Rin, but a far larger part of me is too pleased with the way the sun feels on my skin to care. I think Hisao's a lizard man. He likes laying in the sun a little too much. Are you an iguana, Hisao? Do you love the sun? I pick idly at my lunch while I wait for Emmy and Rin to show up. It doesn't take long for me to hear the sounds of someone coming up the stairs. I wait until the door begins to open before talking. I am lizard person. Cold-blooded. I mean, I love being in the sun. I also like being in warm, warm water. So maybe I'm a lizard person too. I don't know. I don't know. That's weird. There's lizard people everywhere. Yes, hot tub. Ah, it's getting there. So close, so close. I, ugh. I will take a hot tub like any time of the damn year, honestly. Even just a really big bath. That's all. Even just a huge sit-in tub. Fill that with hot water, I'm good. Took you long enough. Keeping me waiting for you, honestly. The two of you are... Huh? Oh, that's odd. So close is no such thing. Hot tub all year round, especially in winter. I say so close in the fact of it's so close to me being able to actually get access to one, i.e. going to, like, try to go to some hotel that either has one in the room or inside. Nordique is so much better in winter. I can actually believe that. I can believe that so easily. If it wasn't so far away and we weren't in COVID, I would totally go. No, they're not doing that as a reno. They've talked about it, but they're not because we'd have to, like, redo the entire deck. Yeah, we'd have to redo the entire deck so it could properly support the weight of a hot tub. And I think after an entire deck refurb, it would eat up more of the budget. Plus, they spent a crap ton of money on everything else we've done. So, yeah, that'll have to wait. But I definitely want a hot tub at some point. Or at least easy access to someone with a hot tub. Want one eventually, maybe in the next house. Future goals. House with room for hot tub. The only person standing in the doorway is Emmy, who looks mildly confused. What do you mean, huh? It's me, you know, Emmy. We run in the mornings. She grins, and I feel my heart jump up slightly in my chest at the sight. Yes, I knew that. I'm just confused. Where's Rin? Emmy's grin is replaced by a rather guilty-looking expression. Yeah, about that. I kind of, sort of, gave her my cold. Is me, your boy, D. Oh, dear. Am I at risk too? It would make sense after all. Emily and I were in close contact the other day. So what did she and Rin do that got her ill? Steady on, old lad. Don't go down that road. Rin's probably got a worse immune system than me. Emmy seemed shocked by my comment, like she hadn't considered that before. I hope not. I'll feel terrible if you get ill because of me, Hisao. Oh man, I think I feel the fever coming on. Emmy looks horrified, then quickly shifts into a more angry expression. Hisao, you stop getting sick this instant. I won't have it. Impulsively, she seizes me by the collar. Are you listening to me, Hisao's immune system? Get your ass in gear! I give a smart salute. Duly noted, ma'am. Emmy steps back and nods, satisfied. Good.
You're not allowed to miss any of our morning runs, after all.
But you missed a morning run. Emmy crosses her arms and looks at me haughtily.
Yes, but that's a special case. It was me and not you.
That's not an explanation at all. Emmy looks flabbergasted.
You're kidding, right? That explanation makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't. It's a blatant double standard.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Oh, fine. Emmy seems pleased by her victory. Anyway, is Rin gonna be okay? She's not terribly ill, right? Emmy shakes her head.
Nope. She'll be fine. I got her some cold medicine. That should help her. Although, I probably should have made sure she didn't try to take it all at once. She's done it before, you know.
Somehow I don't find this all that surprising. I doubt Rin is one to pay attention to maximum dosages and such. You should probably check in on her later then, just to make sure. Emmy shrugs.
I'll stop by after practice. She'll be fine until then.
Just casually getting high on cough syrup? Yup. That's all the kids are doing. They down the bottle. I nod, figuring that line of conversation is over. The only problem is, I don't know what else to talk about. So, you got any more track meets coming up? What a terribly roundabout way of trying to see if she's free on the weekend. If she's free, then maybe I can ask her on a date or something. Well, assuming I can get myself to actually form the words. Emmy shakes her head.
Nah, not for another couple weeks, I think. The season's winding down.
Oh yeah. I came in right in the middle of things, didn't I? Does that mean exams are coming up soon? I should probably look into that. What do you do on weekends if there's not a meet? An eyebrow goes up and Emmy gets a teasing look on her face.
You're awfully inquisitive today, aren't you?
I shrug and hope it looks casual. Just making conversation. I don't know what it's like to be a track star, after all.
Flattery.
She waves a hand idly.
I'm not actually that good, you know. You just happen to see me on a good day is all.
You liar.
Yeah. But humility is the sign of a good athlete. At least, that's what my dad used to say.
She shrugs and tries unsuccessfully to hide the rather troubled expression her face has taken on. Hey, what's up? You seem bothered by something. Emmy starts to deny it, then sighs in defeat. I wonder if she's too tired from being sick to get herself to deny it like usual. Or if she actually just trusts me enough at this point to open up.
Well, you remember last night?
Do I ever? I settle for nodding, however.
That's not the first time that's happened to me. Actually, I get them kind of,
She pauses, as if it suddenly occurred to her what she's doing. It's almost like she's breaking some sort of personal rule here. But she starts up again, choosing her words carefully.
Well, not often, but on occasion. It's just been one of those weeks where that's what happens.
A sigh escapes her, and she looks terribly frustrated. I reach over and give her a hug, which, unlike last time, doesn't seem to shock her. Instead, she seems to relax as my arms wrap around her. We stay that way for a while. Hey, you know I was serious last night. You really can talk to me if stuff like this is bothering you. It's always difficult to do this sort of thing solo, you know? Emmy smiles and breaks the embrace, but stays leaning on my shoulder.
Thanks, Asao. I'll be fine, I think.
I can already see her reassembling herself, getting ready to bottle it all up again. Guess that topic's closed now. So hey, given any more thought to that career survey?
Can't say I have. I don't tend to plan very far ahead, you know. Although, I suppose I could at least start looking into college, huh?
I shrug. I suppose, unless you were serious about that pirate thing. Last I checked, pirates don't have much need for universities. Unless there's, like, a pirate university out there somewhere. Emmy giggles and starts to look a little like her old self, but there's a new element to her expression. Impish. That's how I describe it. Emmy looks impish, looking up at me with her head nestled into my shoulder.
Would you come with me if I ran off to be a pirate?
Of course I would. Who in their right mind would pass up the opportunity to be pirates with you?
Well, when you put it that way, I'm not sure.
She giggles again. I notice that my heart seems to have sped up. It's probably due to Emmy's proximity to me. That hint of strawberries again. I can't help but grin as I gaze down at her. She's happy again.
Hey, Asao.
Hmm?
If you're going to kiss me, you should probably do it soon. I think the lunch bell's about to ring.
My thoughts grind to a sudden halt. I'm pretty sure my mouth is hanging open in shock. All I can manage is a strangled, huh? This amuses Emmy even more.
You were thinking about it, weren't you?
She sits up, bringing her face level with mine.
I'd probably enjoy it, you know. You're a really... well...
She briefly composes herself, looking like she's about to say something important.
If you hadn't figured it out by now, I think I've developed a bit of a crush on you. You're gonna have to do something about that.
This time her grin short-circuits several important thought processes. At some point, I turned toward her, and at another point her arms moved around my neck. At yet another, my arms wrapped around her waist. I'll be damned if I could tell precisely what happened, precisely when that happened. Because at the moment, there's only a voice in the back of my head yelling at me to kiss her. I look into Emmy's eyes. There it is. The thing I saw yesterday on the bed. It's there again. It suddenly strikes me that she's worried that I'll reject her. What a silly worry for her to have. Her lips taste faintly of strawberries. She leans into the kiss, and her arms tighten around the back of my head, making sure that I don't pull away. Not that there was any danger of that. There's a churning feeling in my gut. The world falls away. There's just me and her and this bench. My arms tighten, drawing her waist closer, entranced by the feeling of her. I inhale her scent, my mind trying desperately to memorize everything about how she tastes, how she smells, how she feels. The ringing of the bell snaps us both back to reality, and we break the kiss. Emmy's cheeks are slightly flushed, and she seems to be catching her breath. In her defense, so am I. We stand there for a few moments, trying to wrap our heads around what we've just done. Oops, there goes gravity! Emmy is the first to break the silence. So, wanna grab dinner after I'm done with practice? What a coincidence. I was about to ask you the same thing. Well, actually, I suppose it was going to be some kind of proper date on the weekend or something. But the thought was there, I think. Emmy gives me a playful shove.
Yeah, right. You were still in shock from how incredibly awesome I am at kissing.
We begin to head down the stairs back to our respective classrooms. Hey, I didn't see you talking immediately afterwards either.
That I didn't. See you after practice, Asao.
She leans in quickly and gives me a quick kiss in the middle of the hallway, sending me into another brief state of mental freefall. Ah, there's that infamous athlete's humility. As I head into my classroom, a giggling Misha greets me.
Why, Hee-chan, you romantic you. Did you confess on the rooftop? Did you?
Actually, I think it was the other way around. This sends Misha into a fresh fit of laughter.
Young love is so unpredictable, isn't it?
This being Misha, I suppose I should have expected her to tease me over this. I guess. Before I can really respond, Muto entered the room and Misha skips off to her seat, giggling all the while. I suspect I'll get a lot of that sort of conversation now, especially seeing as how Emmy kissed me right in the middle of the hall. But somehow, I don't care about that. For the first time since arriving here, my heart feels light. Act 3. Perspective. And I am going to save and end it right there. There we go. Emmy's Act 3 picture has now been added to the front menu. So there we go. We finished Act 2. So meaning Saturday, we get to start off Act 3 right away. No kind of trying to play catch-up. Okay, I'm going to quickly add something into this one, because as I had said a lot earlier, at the beginning of the stream... where are we? That is not what I want. None of this is what I want. Oy vey. Think we'll finish her route next weekend? We might just finish off Act 3. Then we just have to go through, go through Act 4. So I'm thinking within the weekend after next, I'll have it done. Potentially. There we go. Let's try this. Ah, perfect. That worked. Okay, so to decide what the heck I'm going to be doing for next week, I mean Monday, and oh my god, what the heck, Ski? What the heck, Ski? Give me the rest of this. Damn it. Am I able to scroll up? Will that show anything? Ugh. That is annoying as hell. Alright, I'll work on that later. Okay, I'll just do the other way I know of showing that. The very, very terrible way of showing that. Where are we here? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, I'll just do it this way right now. So, I'm doing a wheel spin for what I do Monday. I threw 3 games on there, 2 of which I have already played through once, 1 I haven't played through yet on stream. So this will decide what my tomorrow's stream will be. So I'm just gonna keep on spinning, spinning, spinning. Any guesses? Any guesses? Okay, there we have it. Jurassic Park the game is what I'll be playing on Monday, so cool. I can close that now and get rid of display capture. I don't need that on here now. Yep, more dinos. So, yeah, 12 o'clock tomorrow, Jurassic Park the game. Hopefully I can get through the 2nd episode of that within 2 hours. If not, I'll probably leave it for another. I'll just immediately make that the next Monday stream. Anywho, I want to thank everyone who showed up to watch, lurked, commented, all that fun stuff. Yeah, so 12 o'clock tomorrow. I'll put my schedule on Twitter, but it's going to be pretty much the exact same as this week was. I might later on today just maybe pop in for a short stream to finish the last 2 tiny kits I have. They should probably, I'm hoping they take less than an hour to do. But I need a break today, right now. I'm not going for another hour. Sitting in this chair kinda, bit much. Anyway, I'm hoping everybody's Sunday goes well for them, and I'll see you next time.